a random live stream, so basically I'm just going to talk about random stuff. I do have one little topic in mind, but then everything else will just follow suit. But while I'm recording, I also want you guys to pay attention as a bonus of how the people drive here. Well, let me tell you something. And I said this in previous vlogs, but I don't like giving the government any more money than what they take out of my taxes. Speaking of jobs, I'm gonna get in there because I work a typical 9-to-5 job. You go to the office, you work your job, you're done, you go home. You know, and I've been thinking about Uber and stuff like that, Lyft, and maybe part-time, and then see
Watch
how it
out,
goes
construction
full-time.
on road ahead.
So, you know, but I'll get in that in a minute. Before that, I want to say, look, the government take too much money out of the taxes. Look, and I make vlogs about how our tax dollars go into people's mouths who live for free, and you know, we pay other people's living. You know, they don't work, they don't pay taxes, but we work, we pay taxes, we pay health care, we pay insurance, we pay co-payments, we pay everything, gas, everything we pay for, you know. But if you don't work, everything gets handed to you. Anyway, that was a vlog I recently did, and I did it something similar in the past. The whole point is, I'm not gonna speed. Look, listen. Everybody thinks different. I get it. Besides the obvious, it's dangerous, and you know, you don't want to get into accident. Even if it's a minor fender bender, it's still time wasted. Time is money. Blah blah blah. Right? That's the obvious stuff. But the not so obvious stuff is people don't. Obviously, it's not so obvious because people still speed. Right? As much as people know it's illegal, as much as people know they could get a ticket. It's not worth it, dude. Like, come on. These people don't think. Like, look, listen. It's just not worth it. That's all I'm saying. It's just not worth it. You know, your car insurance, you get a ticket for speeding. You have to pay the fine. Your points on your license. Car insurance goes up. It's bad enough that car insurance is already high. If you live in the city, the car insurance is high. You know, and in some cases over $200 a month. You know, for those that live in Florida, probably like or these other cities and towns outside New York, they're probably like, wow, 200 a year? No, that's a month. That's a true story. But yeah. Now going into the, go ahead, you can go, lady. So you gotta be courteous driving. Anyway, going into the job aspect, you know, because, you know, times is hard. You know, people, good jobs are hard to come by. It's the demands for good jobs, and you know, it's just nowadays you get a master's degree and barely make over 50. You know, it's just it's crazy. You know, it's hard. So I've been thinking about doing the Uber part-time, see how that goes, and then, you know, in the city, and then see how it goes, and maybe do it full-time. You know, my job is the type of job where there's no real pension. You know, it's like you kind of just stop working, and that's it. You rely on Social Security. You know, it's a typical 9-to-5 job, if you ask me. You know, and it's way too much for the health insurance, and you know, so I need something to supplement. And if the Uber thing works out better than you know I expect, yeah, I may consider doing it full time and get rid of the job that I have. You know, it's like, you know, it's one of those where you make your own schedule. You're not working a 9-to-5. You know, you don't have to get up in the crack of dawn. You're just like, I'm gonna work today. You know, you make your own vacation because you just don't. And here's the thing, like Uber, I've been watching like people's vlogs on Ubers and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, you know, you could just, I don't know, let's say you live a little, I don't know, let's say you live, let's say you're going to school, right? And you're doing this and part-time or whatnot, and then let's say you're like, all right, I'm on my way to school, but class don't start another hour. I'm gonna go to the mall and pick out something, or I'm gonna get some books or whatever. Let me just activate the Uber, and it's on. Now you live. Now you on Ubers. Oh, I got a call. Okay, well, let me just do this real quick. Make a quick 10-15 bucks. Then you go to the mall. You deactivate it. Then you go back. You activate it again. Oh, now you're on your way to school, but you're still gonna be there early. Then you're like, okay, you get a thing from this location to this location. Okay, it's not too far along the route. It's almost along the way. Maybe a little 5 minutes off, but it's going towards the same direction. Okay, cool. Let me do that. I'll accept the ride. Boom. You go in there. Now you made another 10, 15, 20 bucks. You made 20 to 40 bucks in a matter of doing your regular chores and maybe go your route a little bit. Dude, that's awesome. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I'm sure. Look at this lady on the phone. And this, anyway, you know, and no signal. She's on the phone. You know, and people just like do what they want. You know. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's you know, it's. They made it sound good. I gotta be honest with you. It sounded convincing. I'm like, They were like, okay, now I do this, I'll do that, and it's not bad. And the same thing with Lyft. You know, I'll say Uber because that's just a popular one. You know, but you know, Uber, Lyft. I wonder if you could do both at the same time, and then just kind of like, I think I seen somebody that says it did that. They did both, and like a pro for Lyft is that you can get tips, and Ubers, they say tips are kind of included. So to Uber, you kind of make a little bit more per like the dollars or whatever, whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, it's sounds good to me if you ask me. You know, it's something that I would consider doing. You know, and you know, extra money in the pocket. And hey, look, like I said, if it works out, may quit the 9 to 5. You know, make my own schedule. I think that's the most thing. And the thing is, you gotta be committed, because like you're gonna get used to not working. It's like, all right, I need the money. But you know, they say you're guaranteed to make from at least this to that. You know, in an hour or whatever the case is, like average. So there is a bare minimum, you know. It's not like, you know, hey, okay, yeah, people don't take cabs anymore.
Watch
you know?
out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Especially in the city, you know. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah. And then, you know, I got to learn more about it, obviously, but it's definitely not bad, you know. And, yeah, you know. So it's something to think about. If you're an Uber driver, or if you like learn about it, if you did it, if you don't like it anymore, if you did, you're still doing it, let me know. Like, you know, obviously it's a job. I don't think they have a pension or you know, like a 401k or anything like that, you know, but neither does my job. I mean, it's kind of a bullshit one they have. Honestly, I don't even know if it's a 401 or whatever the case is. It's like one of those, you opt in, you can do it or you cannot do it. You know, I didn't do it, so I'm like, whatever. So I don't have a pension. I don't know what they call it, pension, if whatever, 401k, something similar. I don't know if it is 401 or something similar to that. But yeah, so there's technically no retirement in my job. You know, I just kind of, when I stop working, I stop working. It's like, okay, you know, so you know, I might as well have a job like Uber where you can just make your own schedule. You know? All right, I'm repeating myself. So what else I want to talk about? What else? How many minutes here? We're 8 minutes in, almost 9 minutes. You know, yesterday I made an interesting vlog, and it's kind of long. These vlogs end up being long, and I have to learn how to like try to put a lot of information in a short amount of time. Because if you're like me, I hate watching long videos that ramble about different stuff. Then they might make a point here and there, and then it's like, the rest is just gibberish. He's just talking, repeating himself. So I apologize if that happens. I really do. I try not to make that reoccur too much, but sometimes it just does. A lot, especially like see, my job again, it keeps me busy, and like I'm tired. Paperwork, numbers, you know, reading a lot. It's just like, staring at the monitor and the computer screen. It's just like too much. So last thing I want to do is edit and write down things. You know, hey, YouTube could be a thing too. Hey, maybe I could do Uber and YouTube. How about, you know, that'd be interesting. How about I do Uber and make interesting rides, and then maybe do a dash cam experience with customers, or maybe without customers. You might have to get the permission, or maybe you can ask them, hey, you mind if I do YouTube and Uber? You mind if I put this, we had an interesting conversation. You mind if I put this in the blog? Is it okay? And if they say yeah, then hey. If they say no, then I appreciate it. You don't want to, see, I heard things about Uber drivers where, ratings and stuff. You don't want the customer to give you a bad rating. So I definitely gonna want a dash cam though. But whether or not I use the footage is another story. But like, it's not illegal to have a dash cam. It's for your protection. That's another thing, the risk factor. Especially in the city, the potential for money is more in the city, but the risk factor, man. You go into these hoods, man. Whew. You can't. That's another thing I want to talk about. Politically correct. I think that was another highlight that I won't get too long into it. Look, it's already 10 minutes in. But I just want to talk. I'm gonna try to make this brief. Keyword. But politically correct. I was watching a video and they were like, oh, F the politically correct. It's like. And that's what it was. So this guy was driving an Uber, and this is what made me do this vlog, because this guy was driving an Uber, and the customer was actually the YouTuber, and he was talking to him. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's politically correct." I was like, "Oh, F the politically correct system," and blah, blah, right? And what he was saying something about like, oh man, nowadays, people could, if you're LGBT, you could legally marry now, so anything's possible. It's 2017, and he said that as a figure of speech, but there's the truth behind it. Obviously, it's kind of like, I'm not amazed, man. If you watch my vlogs, again, it's entertainment purposes. It's acting, my description, but. There are truths behind it. It's like a comedian when they make a joke, or like a movie where they're acting, but what they're acting is actually could happen or has happened. So it's kind of like one of those. Take it for what it is. I'm gonna try to call a spade a spade. F the politically correct. This is what it is. People gotta your job. I understand like corporations and stuff where you can't you don't want to mess up business deals and stuff like that, like my company. But like, I don't know, whatever. Like, so 2017. When I was young, going back to the whole like anything's possible nowadays, and it just seems like everybody's offended by everything. And I made blogs about this, so this is repetitive. You've seen those blogs, but like if everybody's offended by something, something offends someone. Something's not right, everyone's always protesting something, and it's like, when does it stop? Like, it becomes a point where it's like, all right, this is boring now. This is repetitive. This is, like, yeah, this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I just want to know, like, at what point